Hello students, today we will do the topic that is called ADT. ADT stands for Abstract Data Type. In your third semester in the subject of data structures, you have already studied Abstract Data Type. In the Abstract Data Type, you have only focused on what are the operation of the data structures rather than how it has been implemented. Going with the basic definition of the abstract data type, an abstract data type is a mathematical model for data type where a data type is defined by its behavior from the point of view of a user of the data. That means when a user wants to insert or delete from one data structure, the main focus of the user is to insert and delete a data. The user is not concerned that what strategy has been followed by that data structure. Specifically, in terms of possible values, possible operations on the data structure of this type, and behavior of these operations, the user only focus on the operation rather than the implementation part. That is called an abstract data type. An abstract data type is the way we look at the data structure, focusing on what it does and ignoring how it does its job. As I already defined, the basic focus is on the operation rather than going the structure or implementation. For example, stacks and queues are perfect example of an ADT. In the case of stacks, we know stack only with the operation push and pop, and the strategy is last in first out. And when we talk about queues, we know there are two operations that are possible on queue. One is insertion and other is deletion, and works on this strategy first in first out. The user is basically concerned with the insertion and deletion of data in both the data structure, and user is not concerned that how the implementation of these two operations has been carried out. Going with the implementation of the queue, firstly, I have created one class. I have created one class with the name queue. The class name is queue, and there is a constructor that is def init self. When you have covered the topic of classes, you have already covered how you can create a constructor, what is the purpose of constructor, and how these functions can be defined in the class. I am going with the brief functioning of that class. Firstly, I am creating a constructor here with the value that is set.queue is equal to empty list. Then I am going to perform two functions here. As we know, the queue can perform the function of insertion and deletion. The first function that I have defined here is insertion, that is append is used to insert a value in an empty list. Then deletion, the delete function is used, and there is a case of empty list, that is the case of underflow. If your list is already empty, you will get message empty. Suppose you have deleted entire values in your list and your list has become empty or your queue has completely empty, then there is a case of underflow. You will get an output message that is empty, else the del function will delete the value which is at the zero index of the queue. Why I have written here zero index? Because you know queue work on the strategy of first in first out. The first value which is present at the zero index will be get deleted. The last function is display function. Whatsoever is in your queue, that is in the list, will be get displayed. Then I have created here a variable of the class queue. I have added here three values. First value is 5, then is 6, then is 7. It means in my queue I am having the value 5, 6, 7, and I have called here function that is called display. With this display function, I will get a list having the value 5, 6 and 7. If I consider the value 5 is at the 0 index, 6 is at the 1 index and 7 is at the 2 index. And the value I have called here delete function. That means the value which is at the 0 index will be get deleted. And I'm calling display again. With this, I will get the result after the deletion. The 0 value will be get deleted. I will show the implementation of this program. Now you can see this is the output of the program. The program that I have explained to you already is I have inserted here three values. When I use the insert function here, then this function will be get called. That means 5, 6 and 7 will be get inserted in a list. Then I have called here delete function. With the delete function, the value which is at the 0 index will be get deleted. This is the implementation of your queue. Now moving to the next part, that is implementation of stacks. Similarly, stacks work on the strategy of last in, first out. Here I have created one constructor that is with the empty list, then the append function to push a value in a stack, then to pop. If your list has already been empty, that means the underflow condition of the stack, you will print a message that is called empty. Else you can pop, use the pop operation. With this operation, the value which is at the last index will be get deleted automatically. Then display function is here. Display function will show the values which is in the list. Then I have created here one variable of the class stack. Then I have called 5, 6, 7 the push operation. That means in my list I am getting 5, 6 and 7, and object.display ob.display will display the value in a list. ob.pop will call the function that is called the pop function here, and I will display the value here. With this display function, my last value, that means the last value here is 7, will be get deleted. I will show you the implementation. Now you can see in the case of Q, when I have deleted the value which is at the 0 index has been deleted. Now I have run the program. The last value, as the stacks work on the strategy last in, first out, the last value 7 has been pushed in this stack at the last, and it has been deleted firstly. Similarly, you can make all the stack empty and you can print message that is empty stack. That is called the editing. Thank you so much.